Hi Gemini, welcome to your life sector overview for April 2023 with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are tarot only. There is no astrology in them, so watch them for your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, as you should so please. The Astro Tarot videos they're too long. Too many of you are switching off after like 10 minutes. So I'm putting this part of those videos that they used to be like one big video. These are going to be separate. All right. So let me know what you think in the description before we start, in the comments, should I say. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So we are going to be looking at, let me give these a good shuffle. We're going to be looking at the different sectors of your life for April of 2023. So the first sector that we will be looking at are your actions and plans for April. You have the King of Wands, right? So you are getting active for sure with the 10 of Wands. Okay, nice. So very active with the 7 of Pentacles. So in terms of a lot of your action plans, a lot of you seem to be looking at maybe your a lot of you seem to be looking at your investments and also the longevity of the things that you've put already time, effort and energy into. For a lot of you, I actually feel like this month you might be getting really serious about what you're ready to remove or to release from your life. So this could be a month where you start to really look at your plans. Maybe you're looking at what you're working on, projects, personal ideas, etc. And you are being ruthless with what you are editing out of them. The other thing with that King of Wands, this is about your visibility. So for a lot of you, you could be looking at how visible you are or how much more visible you need to be in order to make certain commitments to yourself about your investments for your future. So it's going to be a really interesting month for sure. When it comes to your career and communications, you've got the 7 of Wands, so potentially having some tough conversations with the 7 of Swords. Okay, so potentially calling out or catching out a lie here as well, right? It's the 7 of Swords after all, and you've got this with the 3 of Swords. So 2 sevens represents news, knowledge, information, etc. The other thing with the 7 of Swords is sometimes, and you know it's rare, but sometimes it represents like the things that we're designing and or creating. So what I really want to say to you here is because it seems to be that you're looking at your investments, right? You got the 7 of Pentacles there. But this could be maybe something you've already invested time, effort, energy, money into. And it might see you kind of saying to yourself, actually, you know what? No, this isn't how I want to continue. Now, when it comes to the work, the job, the career, it looks like there's a lot going on here and you're potentially having quite a hard conversation, or maybe you're catching someone out in a lie that leads to a loss or at least potentially the ending of a friendship. You know, it'll probably be like a professional friendship more than anything else. Now, for what do we see here, right? So you've got the 7 of Wands, you've got the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles. 3 sevens represents infirmity, which tends to, you know, it's an old word for illness, right? So what this tends to mean is there could be a situation that arises within the career or the professional or academic sector that really kind of, you know, when something upsets you to the point where like it just really stresses you out. I'm really sorry to say that, and I hope it's not the case. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be where you find out that either you know, maybe the institution has told you something that is false information. It might not necessarily be for them to be facetious. It might literally just be that the knowledge or the information somebody is giving you is the best that they have at the time. Now, that being said, it is the 7 of Swords, all right? So I just want you to, if there's something fishy going on with your studies, the place that you're studying at, or the tutor, etc., look into it, all right? For those of you that are employed by somebody else, This could be harsh words that you have with a colleague or a boss because of a lie that you catch them out in, right? Because we've got the Three of Swords here as well, this could be potentially something that is challenging enough to make you say, you know what, there's some out, right? I've given you way more of me, my time, my effort, my whatever, than you actually deserve. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, similar kind of energy. However, this could also be that somebody calls you out on something this month that you really don't expect, and it could be a complete misunderstanding. Now remember, your ruler Mercury is going to go retrograde this month, so that's obviously already communications are going to be a little bit awry, so something to be mindful of. And that Three of Swords falls on top of the Seven of Pentacles, something that you've already invested time, effort and energy in when it comes to your work or your business, maybe potentially doesn't go to plan. Remember, there's always a silver lining to this kind of thing, right? And that is usually that you are being saved from someone or something that isn't actually for you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this actually looks like maybe someone has asked you for your time and you've given it, and now you realize like it's either not been appreciated, or you know, maybe someone says to you like, oh, you know, I really need you to babysit because I've got this job interview, and then you find out it's not for that at all. Just, you know, be aware. For your love and relations, you've got the Three of Wands. Nice. So potentially connecting with a partner. You've got the Four of Cups and you have the Five of Wands. So if there are love interests this month, they're likely coming through the social circle. Now, this combination does suggest that if you are connecting with someone, they're closer to you than you think. This might be somebody that's already in your orbit that you haven't spoken to yet, or maybe you've come into contact with but haven't thought of in that way. So if you're single and you're open and you get invites to, you know, celebrations and get-togethers and all of that kind of stuff, I would absolutely go for it, right? What have you got to lose? Besides your singledom. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, this is slightly different for you guys, especially because of that Seven of Swords, right? And I also will say, for a select few of you that are single, be mindful if someone's really, really pushing you to date a specific person at this point, do read something into it, right? If someone's just constantly like, no, this person's perfect for you, you know, it's like, okay, have you promised them something? Like, what's going on here? This is weird. For those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, outside of that though, if there are invites and stuff, I would go. All right. Now, for those of you that are partnered, married, in long-term commitments, be very mindful of mixing the friendship circle with the personal sphere this month, all right? Keep them separate is what I'm going to say to you, because that it could potentially get a little bit, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in between a partner and you know, a friend, right? It could just get a bit complicated. The other thing as well, if you are planning to embark on a business adventure with a friend or a partner, be mindful of where the crossover is, right? So some partners are not meant to be business partners, and some business partners are definitely not meant to be friends. You got to be discerning about which is which this month. And then finally, for your money and materials, you have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got a few double ups here, because you've got the Three of Wands with the Three of Swords. So 2 threes represents a calming influence. But then you've got the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Swords, right? So potentially a little bit of insomnia or restlessness this month. Now, I will say, obviously, sleep can be a big thing when it comes to health. So this month, make sure you get that in check before you know, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but before you do anything else, get your sleeping pattern in check this month. Like, really do, like, focus some time and effort and energy there, because it's going to really benefit you in the long run. When it comes to your money, your finances and your resources, that Four of Pentacles Potentially some of you are locking some money away here. So, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but maybe you're doing one of those long-term investment things where, you put your money in for 24 months and they guarantee you to get a certain amount back. This could be that for sure. That Four of Swords though, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am going to say with that Four of Swords there, you are being encouraged to wait on this, which suggests that you're either going to need that money sooner than you think, or potentially, because it's the Four of Swords with the it's the Four of Pentacles with the Eight of Swords, potentially the institution that you put that money into isn't as stable as it looks on the outside. So that's something to consider. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just reading the energies and the symbolism. And then finally, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, when it comes to your home and your environment, the Four of Pentacles often shows up when someone's saving for a deposit. So if you're saving for a deposit and trying to enhance or build your finances in some way, shape or form, this basically says hold it, park it until birthday season. So what I mean is until we get into Gemini season, hold it up, all right? Like just wait until then. And it's not far away. It's like literally weeks at this point. The other thing as well, if you own your own home, this does suggest that there's going to be, I touch wood and I hope I'm wrong on this front, but it does suggest that there is potentially an expensive repair that's going to come up relatively soon, especially for those of you that have got things like air conditioning, especially for those of you that have got like very specific home gadgets. Things like I know in the States it's quite common to have you guys have that garbage disposal thing in the sink. I always wanted one of those when I was little. Probably a good idea I didn't, because I would be sans fingers at this point, no doubt, with my curious little self. Anyway, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments. Do you love it? Do you loathe it? More to come. Take care, and I'll see you soon.